So anytime you see parentheses in an equation, you want to go ahead and distribute to get rid of them. That's the kind of the plan of attack here. The next step is to just combine any like terms that you can. So I am going to go ahead and combine the a's over here. And then the a squareds just disappeared. Can anyone explain that to me? Yeah, so if you go and try to collect your a squareds, when you subtract a squared from each side, they're gone. Okay? So no matter how you attempt to get the a squareds together, they end up going away because you get 0 a squared. So now the a squareds are gone, and I've combined the a's on the left, negative 6a plus 2a is negative 4a, and on the right I just have the positive 3. This guy's gone now, minus 2a. The next step will be to get these a's together. How would I do that? Yeah, I want to add 2a to both sides. So that gives me negative 2a equals 3. And then, of course, that final step is to just divide by negative 2. Do not put this in the calculator and make it a decimal. Improper fractions are fine. They're more than fine. They're perfect, okay? Don't make them mixed numbers. Don't make them decimals. What are your questions? All right, next we have part B. All right, so we have a binomial times a binomial minus a binomial times a binomial. So our plan of attack here will be to distribute the x to the x and the 7. Distribute the negative 3 to the x and to the 7. Distribute this x to the x and the 5. Distribute this 1 to the x and the 5. And I need to keep this guy back here in some sort of grouping symbol because I am subtracting the whole thing. Now, the flaw with this PowerPoint is that when I click the next button, all those marks are going to go away. All right, so just soak those in for a second. We're double distributing, subtracting, double distributing, okay? So the next step looks like this. Now, I see some x's together up front. These two, right? So 7x minus 3x, that's where the 4x came from. In the back, I have 5x plus 1x, which is 6x. So now I have a trinomial minus this whole trinomial. How do I subtract trinomials? Or any polynomial for that matter? Yeah, you have to distribute that negative. So the next step will be to rewrite this without those parentheses around that trinomial, changing all the signs. Now I'm subtracting x squared, I'm subtracting 6x, I'm subtracting the 5. Now I can combine all the like terms on the left side. Once again, what happens to my x squareds? They're gone. I get 0x squared, which you don't need to write. When you combine your x's, you have 4x minus 6x, which is negative 2x. And you have negative 21 minus 5, which is minus 26. All right, now what? I'm going to add 26 to both sides. Good. And divide by negative 2. What's my answer?
13.
Negative 13. Very good. What are your questions? All right, last one for today, and then we'll finish up that homework from last night and start reviewing a little bit. So the plan of attack for this one will be to do what? Distribute, double distribute. So you're going to distribute the x, distribute the 4. In the back, you're going to distribute the x and distribute the 1. All right, so up front, it's going to look like this. We have x squared, we have plus 4x, we have plus 3x, plus 12, equals x squared plus 5x plus x plus 5. What do I do with the like terms? Combine them. So up front, what's 4x plus 3x? So that middle term turns into a 7x. In the back, we get a 6x. Very good. I see x squared on both sides. What happens when I combine them? Yes. Minus 6x. X plus 12 equals 5. Minus 12. Negative 7. You are on a roll today. What are your questions? All right, what do we learn? Multiplying polynomials. All right, and you finished the summary, so if you're still unsure of something, let me know about it. Write yourselves a sample test question. You are going to have about 5 minutes to solve the equations from yesterday's worksheet. I believe they were number 9 and number 10. Okay, and then we'll go over those.